guys doing? Hi everybody, welcome back to Bar San Homestead. I'm Barney,
I'm Sandy.
and the video today is about the wood splitter and doing our firewood. But we know that we wanted to put our little splitter to the test, and we had to put up our wood for the cabin for winter. We had 5 good days in on it, and we never did anything to the wood splitter except put gas in it. Our modifications here to make it quicker and faster, little table, it worked just awesome. Like, it never missed a beat. It was just great the whole time.
My experience with it was that it was really simple to use. The way Barney had worked all the design and everything. I did have sometimes I had, if pros and cons, I'm going to give you one of the cons was the lever, like if a heavy block, a big block would go through, and sometimes the two bottom ones would stick. All I really had to do was wait and put another block in and push them through. But I got impatient and wanted to lift it. And sometimes that would stick. And then, that was my deal. It wasn't really the fault of the splitter. So that was the controller at the time. But it worked really good. We got a system going. And you'll see in the video, we don't even need to explain it. We just got a system going, and it worked really well for us to just keep moving forward. And anyway, I was really impressed with it and happy to use it. So yesterday when we were working on the firewood, we had a lot of rain. Barney continued to plunk away through it, but I decided to go work in the camper on our floor plans. But he's built a few little walls, and we're going to fill the center. And we also have some dried pine that we have left over from sawmilling this last winter. And so that's going to be hauled over as well. So we're going to work together and try to get this pile done today. And then his intention is to get the log deck done very soon. The backhoe's broken down right now, and we want to try and get our firewood done as much as possible before the backhoe comes back, and we have to start working on the foundation to our little house, to our little cabin. While I went in and made lunch and did dishes, Barney carried on. He's just about got that last pile, or that first pile, I guess.
You take the small ones, I'll take the big one.
Okay. That's going to end up being a good bit of firewood for us for this winter.
Well, by the time you get the pine mixed in, that'll be quite a pile there.
Yeah. Just pull? Or is there a choke?
That little wire there is a choke, and it's just got to be on.
Okay. So we're doing firewood, and we hear a vehicle coming up the road, and here it is. This is our very sweet neighbor who knew our backhoe broke down, and he has one of his own. You don't get better neighbors than that. Chair right there.
Still filming? Doesn't matter, they'll both get cleaned up by tomorrow, hopefully.
I can just check in.
You can just chuck them in, yeah. I'm just building this up to kind of hold it a bit. Try and get something figured out here. While Sammy's throwing some out of the truck there, I'll just show you something. Probably most people know this that do firewood, obviously, is when you're stacking firewood, if it's left outside, it is best. This is the bark of the tree right here, obviously, and that is a shielding factor for the tree when it's standing upright like so. It keeps the tree dry. So when you stack your firewood, if you put the bark or the outside edge always to the top on each one. That just shields the water off and it doesn't soak into the bark or into the wood as much, and it will dry there quite well. Now this pile is not as critical, but we even did it with some of this pine here. Just stack them the outside edge up so it will keep them nice and dry. And in here we're not worrying about it because we're going to tarp this pile when we're done. Once we build it up to a big hump here, then we'll tarp it, because we don't have our shed built this winter and it may be here for the whole winter. So just thought I'd show you that.
So it's the last of the one pile that was sitting there. Barn's just finishing that, and then behind him is that other load that we have to do. The other load. We added more aspen for the next layer, so it's getting fuller. We're getting quite a bit of firewood, and it's only taken us a few days. So we have that pile by Barney left to do. And this smaller pile, but still has quite a bit of wood in it. And there's this pile of pine. Too tired to move.
Need a shower. Okay, showing you some pallets I threw down here. The back side of the firewood pile that we're building. I took and put those pallets there because as I was throwing that stuff on, I never thought to walk around and be checking this back row. And of course, the more pressure goes onto it, the more it was pushing it over. And it's actually got, there's probably about a 6-inch lean to it already. Them top blocks are pushed back just about halfway. So I'm going to build a couple quick rows here on the pallets pushing into that to try and hold it for the winter. It should work, and if it doesn't, I'll just tarp it all anyway, and it'll be on these pallets to keep it dry. Okay, we put a row in there and we leaned it into the pile and filled the gap down in there. You can see right in there. Filled the gap up as much as we could, and then we interlocked them up at the top there. Hopefully that'll hold it, but we're gonna, it's a big pile now. We're gonna leave these pallets here just in case it decides to do anything. It will be off the ground anyway. So that's it for another day. Me and my buddy are just finishing up. She's just giving the truck a sweep out, get the garbage gone, and then we're gonna call it a day. Go have some supper.
Sorry you missed it, but
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Barney and I just did our happy dance. That's the last of the firewood for this year. 2 piles of scrap, but we used pretty well everything. Now, we just have to go unload that. So as I mentioned, we worked really hard to get this firewood done. We were going to be ready for winter to have, you know, once we got the cabin built, we would be in it and enjoying this warm, warm wood to keep us toasty.
Yeah, all winter long.
It never happened. We did not get the cabin built in time, and we stayed in our RV for the winter. That was a challenge. And we did end up having to cut firewood about every 3 weeks for the little cubic mini wood stove. So it was still, we had fun. The snow got good and deep in spots, and we were chugging through it. But I think come January, February, we were able to get the wood stove hooked up in the house. But it was just so that we could work in here and dry, you know, whatever needed to be dry and keep everything warm.
Stains and paints and whatever we had going. But you know, how much wood did we put up? In 5 days, we calculated it out. We put up right around 12 cords of firewood. And so we still have plenty for this winter. We have lots. We're just going to try and get the wood shed up now and get this put into it before the snow. Hopefully it'll all turn out.
And if it's not, the tarp is still holding, barely, but it's holding.
Well, it's getting a few wear holes in it here and there. Here's one here. But it's fine. It's firewood. It'll work for the winter.
Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.